Hey, what's going on guys? John here, and today I wanted to do a video review for the Iron Neck Pro. In this video, I'm actually going to show you everything that the Iron Neck came with. I'm actually going to do a demo. I'll walk through setting this up and show you some of the exercises and then just give you some of my general overall thoughts. So the Iron Neck is actually a really interesting device. The idea of this is that it's a neck strengthening device. So you basically put this on your head and you can do many various different movements that will strengthen the neck muscles. This particular model is actually the Pro model. So this one has a dial that can actually be rotated here on the side. And that's the main difference between the Pro and the other versions. What this does is it adds more resistance as this piece actually rotates along the entire circular portion of the Iron Neck. The actual device itself is extremely well made. It shows on the actual piece here that it's made in the US. You have a couple interesting pieces that they've added to this. So you have this button here at the top that can actually be used to deflate the back portion that goes on your head, and this will actually inflate it. So the idea is that when you put this on your head, you adjust this strap here and you actually have different measurements depending on your head size. So they've got red, white, and blue. So you can see here I'm kind of more in the blue range. You put this on the back of your head, and as you pump this piece up here in the back, it will actually increase this and just seal it to your head. In addition to that, you have 3 pads that you can put here on the front. It initially recommends starting with the medium pad and then going down to the lower size pad, which is what you can see I have here because I have a larger head. And then if you have a smaller head, you even have a larger pad here for the front. So once you have all this kind of adjusted properly, this is going to sit really well on your head and you're not going to be having it move around on your head while you're using it. In addition to that, you also have this hat that you basically wear over your head, and it just kind of protects your head a little bit more, prevents it from, basically rubbing on some of the rubber or any of this, so it doesn't hurt you as you're using the device. Now, other than that, it comes with a few other things. This is the instructions here, and I'll kind of demo some of these exercises, but it shows you some of the different moves that you can do. So you have a 360 spin, basically just spinning in place. You have a look left and look right. That's a pretty common exercise, and it gives you ideas of reps you should be doing, how many sets. And then you have a protraction and retraction, basically just kind of moving your head forward and back, moving it forward and back. That's one of my favorites. You have the lock neck body turn. So you put your hands up in the air and then just kind of spin. You have your diagonals, so sort of moving in a rotational, as well as the figure eights, kind of moving around, just getting the neck moving. It recommends utilizing the resistance band at anchor height. So basically you find a bar, but they do have some other attachments, which I have here. I just sort of stored them away. If I can get this container open, I can show you. I actually have them in this one. So you've got a few different pieces here. This is actually designed to be put into a door. So if I wanted to, I could put this into like my doorway here. I could shut the door, and this ball piece would actually clasp into the door like this, and then that way I can use the attachment for the resistance on the ball here. So that's one option. Of course, anybody's gonna have a door to be able to utilize that. And then you also have this wider piece for a door option as well for different style doors. And then these are the different resistant pieces for your actual head. So this is the largest here that would go on the front, and then you also have the medium size here, where I'm using the smallest size. Now, what I did is I have a pull-up bar here, and I decided to use the existing beam here, so I just removed this. And this is the third option. If you have a beam or something like gym equipment, you just loop this through, and then this attaches to the main resistance band. This is a 25-pound resistance band. This is the one that comes with in the Pro. I believe you can also get attachments if you want, but essentially this is gonna come all the way out. I'd probably move it to about here. This is gonna be about head height, and then I'll clip this to the top of the Iron Neck. So I'm actually gonna place the camera down. I'm gonna attach this, and then I'll show you guys kind of how this works. So I'm just going to make sure we have a good camera angle here and you guys can see how this actually works. So I'm going to go ahead, put my neck cap on. So this is pretty much what I'm going to do here with that. And then I'll take the Iron Neck, and I actually just put the rotational piece in front. So I'm going to do that. And this thing, it looks really goofy, but honestly, I don't personally care about that because most of the time I'm using this, it's not like people are actually watching you. They could be, but it's really not a big deal. And then you have an adjustable strap here on the bottom. So you're gonna put this on, and just tighten this. They have a band here to tighten it. And then I usually do about 4 pumps here on the top piece to kind of tighten this up. So now this is really tight. If I move around side to side, it's not going to go anywhere. And you can see I now have the rotational piece on the axis here. So I'm just going to grab the resistance band, and I can take the loop here. This actually has a hook, and I just simply hook this on to the top. And now we're pretty much ready to go. I just get this to about head height, and now I'm ready to go. So I'll usually just stand still, and I like to do this in an arc. You could stand straight ahead, it doesn't really matter, because in this case I have my rowing machine down here, but I'm basically going to just stand still, keep my feet planted, and then I'm going to do reps. Usually I'll close my eyes because it does kind of push a little bit down onto your eyebrows and put a little bit of pressure. It's nothing crazy, it doesn't hurt, but it's just easier to do that. And I can feel these, so I'll do 8 reps of this. Some other examples of other exercises would be you put your hands together and then you just spin, keeping your hips where they are and only rotating the top. And of course, just making sure you have good resistance on this, so I might even be able to move back a little bit to get a little bit more. And some other examples of exercises would be, let's see, so you can also do the look left and look right. You just simply look left, look right, kind of similar, but I'm not moving my body as I do these. And we also have, you can do figure 8s. So if I wanted, I could kind of spin around. And it takes a little bit to get used to it. Some of the other exercises would be actually moving to like an angle and then just going, left or right, and you're getting a different resistance as you move. You can do the retractions while facing the other way. So there's all kinds of different ways that you can utilize this. Of course, you can switch out the bands as needed, but overall, that's pretty much it. So overall, I've been using this now for about a week, and I do notice it's helping a little bit with my posture. Mainly, I got this because I do spend a lot of time at the computer, and of course, I don't want to have something where I'm going to end up with problems later on in life because I've basically kind of let things go with my neck and just not really taking care of it. So I thought this would be a good bet. But yeah, overall, that's pretty much the Iron Neck. The main differences you're going to get if you decide not to buy the Pro version versus the other versions is going to be that adjustability here. If I tighten this, so right now you can see it's fairly free moving, we can tighten this up and the resistance will get harder as I move. So when I'm doing those rotationals, I'm going to have more resistance. It's going to be more challenging, and that basically will allow me to build up strength in another way through the neck. Anyway, hopefully you found the video review helpful, and thank you again for watching, and I'll talk to you later.